in Jaredstown, West Virginia, which is probably about 10-15 miles from where I live. We're on a trail that we're following down to an actual creek. As soon as we get there, we're going to follow the creek in about 3 miles and then head back and then set up camp there. Hey man, your dog just took off. We've got our dogs with us. Got his full-grown male pit. I've got mine. It's about a 4-month-old female pit. But yes, we're going to continue hiking this trail, and as soon as we get to the creek bed, I'll turn you guys back on. We're actually not really following the trail. We're following the creek upstream. The stream that we're following actually leads to another place called Sleepy Creek. Figure we'll follow this up till we're happy with the spot, and then we'll set up camp. Once we set up camp, we'll be, like I said, searching around for some maybe wild edibles, or maybe trying to catch some crayfish in the creek or stuff like that. But as soon as we get the camp set up. Sorry, I'm fighting with my pit bull, running through all these trees. As soon as we get the camp set up, I'll turn you guys back that we're following. It's off to our right. I'm just following it, like I said, until we pick a spot that we think is good enough. We'll set up camp, start working on a shelter, and I guess gather some food after that. We probably should start getting a fire going as soon as we can, because it's really wet out here. I don't know if you guys can see the ground. It's really wet. We'll get a fire going, take care of all that. But yeah, I'll get back with you guys later on down the trail. Our trail that we're kind of cutting through here on ourselves, following the stream. Looking around, I'm not too familiar about the wild plants around here, so I don't know how lucky we're going to be with the wild edibles. There's a ton of mushrooms around here, but I am by no means familiar with any of these mushrooms. I'm familiar with morels and stuff like that, but that's about it. But we are, let me face you this way, we are noticing a lot of fish in this stream. We're gonna, hopefully there'll be some crayfish we're gonna try to catch, and maybe cook those up across the stream. But yeah, I am really unfamiliar with the edible species around here, so we're not going to chance that, the edible wild plant. But yeah, we're going to continue hiking. We'll get back at you guys. Where we're at. Show you guys a 360 view. Not really much of a survival camping. We decided to scrap the whole shelter thing. Not a lot of it. I mean, there's material around here. It's just we hiked far back in here. We really don't feel like building a shelter, so we broke out the tent. And a buddy of mine, he's gonna sleep in the hammock. You can probably let me show you. He's gonna sleep in the hammock. We're not expecting any bad weather tonight. It's actually fairly warm, a little humid, hence the tank top. What we're doing now, we're gathering up firewood, and as soon as we gather up fire, we're going to get a fire lit and pretty much get it lit and going, and make sure it's not going to go out on us. And we're going to go try to catch some food in the stream down here. We're going to try to catch some crawfish. Saw a couple frogs. Maybe we can rig up a spear or something to do that. Be pretty nice. But in the end, if we don't, this is all just practice. I mean, you know, when you practice, there's always failure. 9 times out of 10. But as soon as we get this set up and head out, I'll get back with you guys. Right, guys, what I'm doing now, we've got a fire started. Processing a couple of these logs that we found. Get this fire. So we have enough firewood. We don't have nowhere near enough right now, or anywhere near enough. But what I'm doing, I'm using the saw out of my Gerber axe, which, you know, this thing does pretty good. It makes quick work of these these logs. We're gonna process this whole thing up. Got another one behind me. We're gonna process. Fairly wet, but I mean we've got the fire going now, so anything we throw in there, it should dry it out. We've got a nice hot set of hot coals to dry it out. We had a little run-in with some, I don't know what they were, mud divers or some type of bee. They had a nest underground, a hive underground. We had to take care of that. But I'm not too worried about if it looks pretty or not, just as long as I can get in the fire. But this axe, I recommend this axe to anybody. It's made by Gerber. I believe it's the Gator edition. One of my concerns when I first got it was the head was going to come loose from the handle, but I mean I've used this thing like crazy and it's still held up. The saw held up, the edges held up on the saw. I love it overall. But I'm gonna get this. As you can tell, I'm out of breath. I'm dealing with those bees and pulling these logs over and all that stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and get all this processed up, and hopefully eventually we'll get to go catch some food. Well, hopefully we can catch some food, but we're going to get out here eventually as soon as we get all this taken care of. Got to get priority first, make sure we have fire. Like I said, we have food if we don't catch anything. I prefer nothing like a little bit of crayfish, but we'll get this taken care of, and my buddy, he's out walking around, scoping the area out. But we'll get this lounging around. We managed to cook up some pine needle tea, or pine needle water, whatever you want to call it. It's actually pretty good. It's the first time I've ever had it. I think here in a bit, after we drink this, enjoy this, relax for a little bit. I think we might go, you want to go get some food? Try to get some food? I think we're going to go get some food, try to see if we can't round up some. I think the bees have died down. We covered the hole up with a rock. We jammed a rock in the hole and covered it up. Now they're still flying around. Yeah, we're going to try to stay away from that. But you can see, here's the hammock, got the camp, got some shirts drying out, 2 dogs, my tent, backpack, got his backpack hanging, got the campfire over here, which is going pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to continue to relax, rest, and then I guess we'll go get some food. We'll get back. I think we're going to call it a night tonight. I'm just going to sit by the fire for the rest of the evening. I wanted to get a couple shots before we went to sleep and stuff. I don't know if you can see me, it's a little dark, not much lighting, but yeah, I think we're just going to chill here. We got a nice little fire going to keep us warm. It's not really cold out, but we're going to chill here tonight. Dogs are tired, one's out, one's laying down. So, alright, we'll get at you tomorrow morning once we start heading out. Hey, what's up guys? It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. We just woke up, packed up camp. We're headed out. Okay, so we're just gonna follow the stream that we followed in. We followed out to the trail, and then call it a day. It'll probably take us about 2 hours to get back. So I'll get back at you guys in the middle of the trail. probably a couple hundred yards out from our vehicle. Like I said, apologize, we didn't do any survival stuff this time. We just kind of relaxed on this trip. Good thing we did too, because these trails are kicking our butt. Well, kicking my butt. I don't know about my friends. But yeah, thanks for watching, and there'll be more videos coming out. The next video I do, I will do the bow drill. I can assure you that.